Here's my new 1964 Plymouth Savoy. I got this from South JK, and I think it's got a head gasket problem. He was noticing that when he drove the car home one day, that white smoke was coming out of the oil filler cap. And then when he went to refill the radiator, he found that the water went right through into the oil pan. So I'm going to have to try to replace the head gaskets on this. I've already ordered a new top-end gasket set from O'Reilly's, so hopefully it's for the right engine. I think this is the Poly 318, which I've found out is somewhat different, slightly different from the later 318s. It has the push-button automatic transmission. I think this is the actual mileage, 77,000. There's a warranty logbook in the trunk, and the previous owners had written down the mileage. And I think the last entry, I'll have to check it and see. I think the last entry was only a few thousand miles less than this one. The last mileage entry was in 92, I think. Here's the parking brake release, lights, and wipers. I've actually driven this car before, and it really was a great driving car. So hopefully by fixing that head gasket, that'll get it back working again. The key, the ignition switch is here on the dashboard. I'm not going to try to start it up, even though the engine would start up. I don't want to damage it by trying it. And let's see which one of these keys. I'm just going to try out the radio here. It's got the Chrysler Pentastar emblem on it. Some vandals broke the antenna off on this, so I should be able to get more stations. I did get better reception when I touched the antenna. Let's see if we can pick up any stations here.
Entirely, it's only for parents. Nowhere.
And why do you think it hasn't been beaten?
Well, okay, so I set the all-time record in 2002, so it's only been...
I think that is an all-transistor radio. But the condition of this car, look at the seats. Look how nice the seats are. Most of the time when I get a car, it's just been to hell and back. But this one had really been taken good care of. I like that it doesn't have a whole bunch of fancy trim on it. It's so plain, but I really like that quality, because all that, after 50 years, all that stuff just tends to end up falling off, and it looks just a lot better, just a natural painted color rather than with a bunch of fallen off trim. I'll show the inside of the trunk here when I'll have to get the keys out. I think that this may be the original paint job on it. There's the Chrysler emblem there. It's very small. It's got a little bit of rust there. That rust is very uncharacteristic for this region. I think that this car's original owners were in Hobbs, New Mexico. So that climate is just as dry as it is here. Here's the front view. And here's the Plymouth emblem. they used this emblem for a while. I was watching a video by Who Said Tyler, and I saw this emblem somewhere on that car, which is a Valiant. But I think eventually they just went to using the Chrysler Pentastar, because Dodge had another emblem too, and I don't remember what it was called. It was on the Dodge bus that I'm going to get. Eventually I'm going to get that thing from Abilene. It's got that Dodge triangular emblem on it. Let me get the hood open here. Here's the engine. I think that this is called the Poly 318. Based on all the research I've done, this is what this engine is. And what I've learned, it's slightly different. I think that the heads are different than the more modern 318. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can just cut off the exhaust pipes down there so I can remove the head along with the exhaust pipes, because I don't want to have to try to take out those 50-year-old or nearly 50-year-old bolts on those exhaust manifolds. Are going to end up twisting off. So any tips you can give on the head job will be welcome. I've been trying to find a new set of head bolts, but I haven't found one yet. And I do have a torque wrench, although I haven't used it as of yet. But I know that I need to apply the proper torque when retorquing all of the head and intake manifold bolts. South JK had the service manual for this on a CD, and I think it may be in the trunk, but if not, I'll just have to get it from him. This is either a single barrel or a very, very small 2-barrel carburetor on there. And it's got the 2-cylinder air conditioner compressor on there. I'm thinking that I can just sort of move that up, but just put something down to protect this and just pivot this up out of the way so I don't actually have to get the refrigerant out of it. I don't know that it even works. The belt has been removed from it, so it may have seized up, but this looks like such a strong compressor that maybe it can be repaired. But I like that this is very simple. I think this would be a good one for me to do the first head gasket job on, because there's not a lot of accessories. No power steering or power brakes. It's just all manual, although it isn't an automatic transmission. A single master cylinder for the brakes.